Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Pain the God, or call me Pain, or whatever you want to call me. Just know that I'm going to be known as Pain. And actually, so this is on my channel before. I've actually uploaded a cup two videos. Actually, they were about Smite that people like they watched earlier. It was fine. And actually, I never made a proper intro video. So this is gonna be my intro video on what I hope to do with this channel, what I'm about, what I'm doing, and how I want what like just basically just more information about me. So first thing I can say is that I'm in my right now. I am in my second year of college. I'm studying video game design, and it's something that I'm passionate about. I always loved playing video games, and actually my first game that I actually ever played was actually Pokemon Silver. Like that game actually hit home, and it's how I started playing anything. So that's where I started off. Right now, I'm actually finishing my second semester of college, and I've yeah, I've traveled around the world a lot. I've actually been to Australia when I was younger. I frequently go visit the Dominican Republic, which is right next to Haiti, and yeah. So I've been oh boy, I've been around some places. So actually before this, I actually did have a previous YouTube channel, and I'm not gonna mention the name of it because it's not really important. But what I did with that channel was I uploaded basically what I wanted. Like I usually play like Pokemon. Well, yeah, Pokemon. Usually it'd be some fan hacks, or I'd play Yu-Gi-Oh on a program that's called DevPro, which is really fun, and I hope to play it some more now and get back into it because a lot of things have changed since the last time I played it, and I just wanted to re-experience how much fun I had with it before. But that's what I did, and what what my goal is for this channel specifically is I wanted to create a space. Well, yeah, create a space where I could have community and I could be fully self-expressed in what I want and the ideas that I have. And I felt like this doing YouTube again because I actually took a break from it from the first channel that I made because I felt like I wasn't I wasn't oh, what the hell is that? I felt I felt like I wasn't making the progress that I wanted to in it. I felt like I wasn't getting as many subscribers as I was, and at the time, I actually sat down and one thing that I said to myself when I stopped making videos and content the first time was I said to myself that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't that because I wasn't having much success with the videos and everything that it's not gonna pan out, or just saying to myself that I wasn't good enough to do this, like actually like make something out of it and make a community, which is really what I want, because right now I'm up to some really big things, and I not only do I have the supports of my friends and family, but like having a community, building a community, and having it based values that I have, or things that we find in common that's important, is would actually be very amazing. Not only for me, but people who feel like they don't have someone to talk to. Because actually in my first year of college, I was actually sitting. I actually went through the first year. I had friends and I hung out with them and whatnot. But sometimes it felt like I was alone and I couldn't, not that I couldn't deal with it, but it was just, yeah, that I just felt alone. I had no one that I could really talk to about what I was going through. I don't know if that's a common thing for students in college, but I know that's that's what uh that's what I was going through, what I had to face when I was actually at university, not University of Rochester. I was actually at Rochester Institute of Technology for my first year, studying what did I study? I actually studied computer security, which uh which for me was my second choice. I didn't really, oh wow, I gotta pass this shirt. I didn't really care too much about it. I thought it was like something cool to do if I didn't get into my first major, and I didn't, and that's what happened, and I really wasn't fully committed to to I wasn't really fully committed to just being successful in that, I guess. It's like there's nothing wrong with it. It's just something that I was going through, and after taking a not taking a break, but after I came from my summer vacation, I actually registered to a county college here where I live, and I'm actually happier now than I was when I was at Rochester Institute of Technology. And there's nothing wrong with the school. It's just uh, it's just something that I was dealing with. So I had mentioned before that I wanted to create community, and what I want to create my community on is three base things. One, the first thing is going to be rebirth, where, how can I explain this in a way that doesn't upset people? And if it upsets you, you can just let me know, or you could just like walk away from the comments. But so in all our lives, we, although we won't think about it or we don't realize it, it's pretty blind to us. We all have something that's blocking us, and when we experience something that blocks us, it stops us from living the life of our dreams and a life we love. For me, what, I don't know, I don't remember what exactly stopped me or what blocked me, but I know for me specifically, what got in my way from having anything that I want at this point in time previously in my life was saying that I wasn't good enough. And the first time I said it, I don't remember when it was, but I, in my mind, subconsciously, I didn't think of, I wouldn't, if I actually knew that I kept saying that to myself, I wouldn't say it. I'd say something different, like I can do this, or I have the ability to do this or whatever. But subconsciously in my mind, I forget what happened, but something happened to me, and I, that metaphorically, I died because I was, I basically wasn't living life. I was living life for the most part, that this sucks. I was living life for the most part scared of having something, of, well, not of what is possible for me. For me, honestly, when I got out my first year of college, I was just hanging out in my basement, and just playing games, just doing normal stuff. I wasn't making any content or anything, but I actually like sat down, and I didn't know what it is that I wanted to do with my life. And actually, it wasn't until my father spoke to me, and he oh wow, I'm dead here. But it wasn't until my father spoke to me, and he asked me what I wanted, and I what I liked, and I said I enjoy playing my video games. They're a good pastime for me, and let they give me clarity about life and what I want to do. So my father actually told me, he was like, okay, I saw a video game tournament. Uh, I saw a video game tournament on television. You know, people are making big money doing this, and they're living the life of their dreams. If that, do you want to do something like that? And at that point in time, I was like, yeah, sure, I guess. I don't know. I really I wasn't committed to it because I didn't think it was a reality. Because what was in my reality was that I wasn't good enough. So that what came up for me, and I said at that point I just said, yeah, sure, I'll look one up, and I'll find a place where we could go to. And actually, we actually ended up going at the end of July, start of August. We actually went to the Smite Summerland, and Smite is like it's a MOBA. If you don't know, where you get to play as gods from different cultures and whatnot. And when I went down there, I actually got to meet one of my heroes slash one of my favorite players, Jeff Hindler, who's the support player for Cloud9 in Smite, and it was amazing. Like I had the best time of my life when I was down there. Like I was able to meet so many people, and they were living a life they love, and they didn't worry about whether or not they felt like they were good enough to do it, or if they had the ability. They just took action, and they created for themselves. They created themselves whatever they wanted. And for Jeff, from what I saw, was him having his team with Andister and Andister, Barracuda, MLC Stealth, and at that point it was Omega when I visited them last, and it was amazing. They all showed me like lots of love, and it was like they can I get this weapon? It was like another, not, they weren't like another family for me, but they were people who I thought I'd never be able to meet, or people that I wouldn't have thought possible in my lifetime, to actually get to meet a pro esports player or any of my streamers. Because I didn't go to like the big events, like the Smite World Championships, or any, or like PAX or anything like that. That was actually my first time going to an event like that, and it was amazing. And meeting those guys was, like I said before, it was like the best time, the best two and a half, maybe 3 days that I spent down there in Georgia, just talking to them, just talking to them about the game and their team and how they get along. Like it was amazing, and they were able to create that for themselves. So back to my point of rebirth. I Once I actually sat down and looked at my life, and you could all do this. Like it doesn't, like, you don't have to be anyone special. You don't have to have problems. But when you sit down and look at where in your life where you're being stopped, or you're not being able to be as powerful as you wish, you can by the way, I'm okay at zombies. I'm not the best. I haven't practiced or did or played zombies in a while, and I'm actually playing this on PC. It's much different than on console. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, you don't have to have problems or anything to just sit down and think and look at what's blocking you from having what you want in your life. And for me, what was blocking me was when I made up that I wasn't good enough. And once I actually sat down and said, that's not real. That's just something that I made up when I was younger, or whenever I made that up. That I could basically have anything and create anything, and that actually leads to my second my second point, where the second theme of what my channel is going to be about as well is going to be transformation, whether it be transformation as in transformation where, for me, basically, I'll give you an example, is once I actually sat down and looked at my life again and realized that when I said I wasn't good enough, it doesn't mean anything. That's not true. Then I was really able to create, really able to sit down and start. Oh wow, PP. I was really able to sit down and create stuff. And what I mean by that is actually right now I'm taking on, for this is important for me. This is what got me triggered, and why I'm doing this is I'm taking on harassment in the gaming community. And what it doesn't look a specific way, or it doesn't have to be anything, but what I'm committed to is that people who enter games or enter communities, and they've just once they enter games and communities that they enjoy playing, that they don't have to feel like they have to worry about what's going to happen between the players in the game. And it should be like they don't have to worry about whether players are gonna harass them and say that you're garbage at this game, or and you should stop playing this game, like never play this game again, like, and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, people are just trying to have fun. Like when we play video games, I know for me, I play them to have fun, have enjoyment, and it's a way for me to clear my mind. And I have plenty of friends that'll tell you that they use gaming, like playing video games, as a to cope with stuff that they're dealing with. Like maybe they're going through stuff with their parents or whatever, and the only way that they're able to deal with that powerfully is to get enjoyment out of playing video games. And with negative energy constantly being input into between people um who play them, they won't be able to find the enjoyment that they want and or seek from playing these games. They're gonna feel is that they're just gonna feel shut down. Because I know for me specifically that when I had got I because I've been harassed in when I play my games, because I just had a bad game and I wasn't able to perform as well as I'd wish. I actually darn, I missed that max ammo. I actually like shut down. Like it physically made me ill. That that it physically made me ill how bad they made me feel, and like I literally wanted nothing part of it. And it actually happened in Smite, which is a game that I love playing. Like I'll play it every day on my off time just to train and get better. Because for my one of the in my big game. So what I want to do in my life, I didn't mention this before, but what I want to do in my life is that I want to create a video game, which is why I'm studying video game design. I want to create a video game that leaves people touch, moved, and inspired. And what it looks like for me, what it looks like is a game like Walking Dead, where the Walking Dead that Telltale Games made, that really created created characters that you felt like you felt a part of. Like you felt in that game specifically, like you felt the struggles that Lee and Clementine and Kenny and all of them, what they were going through, and just like how harsh their environment and their living was for them. And like another influential game for me was what was it? It was I can't even remember because there was so many games that I played in my lifetime so far, and I hope to play many more. But I know making a game like that where it moves the audience to the point where they felt they felt that from playing this game they were like emotionally rocked and they got connected and they really felt like it was just more like they felt like the world was real for them, that it wasn't just a game. It's really something that I want to create with the community that I'm working that I'm yeah, working on. That's the perfect way because it's gonna be a work in progress, and I'm gonna need to support not only my family and friends, but of people who are out there in whichever community who are willing to support me in what I want. Because that actually I'll finish what I have to say about transformation now. So the whole point is that I'm I'm right now I'm taking things on that I thought would never be possible, and I'm doing that because I'm transformed. I saw what was blocking me, what made me dead for so many years, and I'm able to now create something from it. I'm alive and I've been reborn, I guess. Reborn and transform, which is something that I will say throughout all the years or however long I do this for. I will I'll keep saying that. So for about the last, well, it's not the last thing, but the next thing that's important to me and why I'm building this channel is about empowerment. So in this community, and not only for myself, I want to support people in whatever they want for themselves in their lives. Like for me, what I'm doing with my big game is, I'll mention it now, is that I want to create a, yeah, like I mentioned before, I wanted to create a video game that leaves people touch, moved, inspired. And right now, one of the first steps for me to get that is to for me, because having that doesn't look a certain way. It's I'm so used to pressing the E instead of F. I play too much Skyrim on PC, yo. That's unrelated, but for me, what that looks like is basically my first step is to play Smite at a professional competitive level. That's just what it looks like for me, and that's what I'm creating by taking on what I'm doing by taking on harassment in the gaming community and creating a community for myself and my peers. And it doesn't just have to be people my age. Right now I'm 19, but it could be also for people who are younger, older, whatever. What I want to create with this community, and I'll give you the name much later in this video, is a place where people can say they can say what they want with restraint, because there's always going to be people who don't don't believe what I'm saying could work for them, or that it's not possible for them. And that, yeah, I get that. You don't believe, because for me, what I'll know is that there's something blocking you, and you just can't see what it is yet. But but what I'm going to say is that you could really have you could have anything, and I'm willing to anyone who passes through and like either watching my videos or leaves comments on ways that I can improve, or different ways that they like me to do something, is I'm willing to take all that on. Like I'll take any advice that you're willing to give me to help myself have a great experience as well as you guys, and just having it where you guys can just put as much input as you want and evolve alongside with me because I don't know how long I'm gonna do this. It could be for maybe like 2 months, maybe a year. I don't know yet. It could be for 10 years. Who knows? What I'll be doing? What I'll be doing 10 years from now? And I'm not afraid of that because I know one of the things that came up for me is I don't know what I'm gonna do in my future. With my future, like I sat down and what stopped me from registering for a school for my for this semester that I'm currently in was the fear of me not knowing how my future is gonna go. Like I'll say that I'm here to study study game design and everything, but I didn't know if like what I was gonna do with it, if I was gonna be able to find a job or in the industry or whatever. And that's one thing that was blocking me from having success. But when I sat down and I said to I actually spoke to my father before this, and he says what he told me was that which like having the career of your dreams doesn't have to look a certain way, just as long as that you're doing something that you love and something you enjoy and you're able to make money and a career out of it. That's all it is. Like it doesn't need to be a specific way because no matter how much we do, we can't 100% control our future because there'll definitely be circumstances and whatever that'll come up where you can't be you just can't perform because of the circumstances, which is fine. I've actually got I actually was I got acquainted. I don't know how to say it. Like I was able to be with that. And like a lot of the stuff that I'll say and in my videos and my future videos and I'll vary off the scale because what you'll see after this point that I'm trying to make that being with it like I don't have to be afraid about anything. Like I could be fearless in the face of in the face of anything basically. Like doesn't matter doesn't matter what happens to me, but being able to deal with it powerfully without sacrifice. And this is the one things that I share with my friends. And by the way, sharing is powerful. Not not just not just for me because I'm going to be a YouTube person. That's what I'm committed to, and that's what I'm creating with this. But sharing in life, just sharing with like hello, how did he die? Sharing with like your sharing with like your peers or just sharing what you're going through is very powerful because people, like I had said before, people didn't know what I was going through while I was in at RIT because I never actually like sat down and shared with people what I've been going through, and that's why I can honestly say because I did that, I'm actually in the position that I am now, which I'm very happy. But honestly, could have been I probably could have been even more happier maybe 1 year later if I actually like shared with people what I was going through while I was up there and they could have supported me. So that's the one thing I'll say is that my community will be about empowerment and having people have the this is gonna be the channel where your dreams come true basically. Like like if you want your dreams to come true and you wanna like whatever you want in your life, yo, just come down and hang out and I will support you in getting you to have the dreams of your life. That's literally all I have to say about that. And my last point that I'll mention is that this is just a way to express myself. So where did that zombie go? Like there was a zombie that like ran past here and like he never came back. But one of the things that I wanted to do this YouTube channel was to just express myself and create just like put my ideas that I had into the real world. One of the things that I learned over the last couple months was that when you say something, it when you say something, it becomes reality. Like one of the things that I guess one of my teachers will tell you is like your word is powerful. So what I mean by that is the integrity in your word is really strong. And like if you say it's like saying chair and chair falls out of your mouth. Where though what you say is basically for me your word is going to be your integrity, and what you say is going to be put into the physical realm, right? So if you say continuously that you're not good enough or you can't do this, that's what's going to be produced in your world, is that you're not good enough and you won't be able to do what you want. And that's not what I'm about. What I'm about is putting your word in the matter, where when you say you're going to do something, you're actually going to take the time and you're going to do it. Doesn't matter what it is or what actions you need to take. You're just going to do it. Just do it. And for me, integrity is actually one of the big things that I'm working on, because a lot of things happen where I say that I'm committed to something and I won't do it because like I'll purposely make up situation, not make up, but I'll have an excuse on why I can't do something as a way out, not which is not what I'm committed to. I'm committed to living life powerfully and living the life of my dreams, and that doesn't and what that looks like for me is whatever I made a commitment to, that's what I'm sticking with. And if I can't keep my word about what my commitment is, I'll just restore it, where I'll share with someone. I made, like, for example, like if I had made a time where I wanted to upload and I wasn't able to upload, the first thing I do was uh was share with you guys that I wasn't able to upload or whatever, and I know I wasn't able to, and what my new word in the matter is, like what I'm putting in place so that it doesn't happen again, or just so that you guys can have the video, is what time or and when the next video or whatever is going to be up for you guys to enjoy. And that's that's for me, integrity is a big thing, and having your integrity is the best way to be empowered, which is what this topic was on. So, which was the last topic on. So, the last thing I have to say is that this is about, for me, it's about my self expression. Like what I'm doing is I'm taking this on as a way to just express myself and give some physicality to my ideas, because I know when I spend time, like, just like, well, like if you ever had like long walks and you like actually like sat down and had like crazy ideas that you had that could never that you never thought could be possible for you to create. This is the place where you want to be, because that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm what I'm doing is I'm just playing games that I enjoy playing. So right now it's playing World at War Zombies. Like, I enjoy playing zombies. Like any zombies game, like I'm down. Like it's fun for me, and that's what I enjoy doing. So what I'm just doing is I'm oh wow, that is a lot of crawlers. I'm I'm creating that. So I'm just expressing myself by playing zombies and just sharing with people what I'm about, what I do with my life, and hey, get off me, man. What I do with my life is just something. It's just something that I'm sharing with you guys. And what for me, what it does is like I have a sense of freedom where I don't have to pretend that I'm a certain way with you guys. Like all people who know me in real life, they'll tell you that like that'll be kind of quiet, and I'll admit in some of my videos I won't be as excited as in others, but that's just it just depends on what game I'm playing because different games you play different games differently. Like if you play a game like Dark Souls, you might play a little bit more seriously than if you played a game like what? I can't even think of a game that's like well like no you wouldn't okay I got it. So you wouldn't play Dark Souls like you would play zombies because like Dark Souls I played Dark Souls before and I have it on this computer. Like Dark Souls is more methodical. You have to think about what actions you're gonna take or what you're gonna do to how to deal with stuff. And that's not the way that you deal with zombies. And zombies is just like you run around you run around in a circle and you shoot at things until they die. That's what zombies is. But but it's fun for me. It's something that I enjoy doing. But yeah, the way that you yeah. Yeah, just having freedom to be any way with content that I create and and just have people support it no matter what, which is what I'm committed to is amazing, and that's the freedom that I want to create. So I told you about everything that I stand for and everything that I'm committed to, but actually then I haven't told you why I chose the name and the theme for my channel. So one of the things that I'll say about my channel, it's all if you I'm not sure if it's up there now, but if you look because I'm actually gonna be streaming on Twitch as well. When I have enough time to do it, I'll do it, but I'll definitely still be making like videos and things. But one of the things that I have on my Twitch channel is actually a picture of Pain from the anime Naruto, and a picture of a hole because well I'll talk to you about Pain first because Pain for me is was actually an influential character in the Naruto series. He was an antagonist where originally he wasn't, but what he wanted to do was he wanted to change the world, and one of the things that he wanted to do was for him was change his village so that he could have peace and happiness between people, which is amazing. Like one of the things that I felt watching the show and watching what what Pain, aka also known as Nagato, which is his original name before he took that one on, was what he was going through. He lost both his parents, and although I still have both my parents. Like I'm thankful for that. That I live a life where I can have both my parents and not have to worry about much because they'll be able to take care of me or whatever. But for him living life where he really didn't have any support and there was like no one there to have the only person actually that supported him in the series was a gentleman known as Jiraiya, where he trained them and basically he gave them a way he gave them a new way of life basically. And he took that on is he took that and invented an organization that was committed to transforming the world. And that's although my in reality my views of it are different. We still both we what he wants is the same thing that of what I want. Like I want to transform the world where there doesn't, especially for me in the gaming community, so we don't have to worry about whether we're getting harassed or not, and just having a place where there's peace and happiness between people because you're better off. I say you're better off, but like when you just have a lot of negative energy in in your environment, that's all it's ever going to produce is just continuous negative energy, and that's something that I don't care for, and I really don't want to deal with because it's unnecessary. There's no reason to have all that negative energy because it doesn't do anything. Like it doesn't. Oh, look, a crawler. It doesn't produce anything. Like it's just um it's just negative. Like, and when you have like in a positive environment where you're able to where you have people who support you and you're able to create whatever you want, it's a completely different experience. And that's one thing that I'm able to that I'm grateful that I'm able to experience now is a sense of how that's different, and how having people who support you and what you want no matter what it is fantastic. And like I said before, there's something that I want to create with you guys, the viewers, as well as with the people who are important in my life. So that's why I chose to take on the name Pain, because for me he's an influential character for me, and he's a reason why I decided to shape my life the way that it is so far. So could you not, sir, please, sir, please. So okay, so and what the other thing to it is the idea of Ho-Oh, which if you know the lore, if you actually like sat down and looked at the database, Ho-Oh is the Chinese word for phoenix, which is perfect for what my first theme of my channel is, which is rebirth. So if you don't know the lore of Ho-Oh is a Pokemon, and it was a Gen 2 Pokemon, which is known as the Rainbow Pokemon. And when and Ho lived in a giant tower. I forget what the name of the tower was, but he lived in a giant tower in Eureka Town, which is the fourth gym leader, if you didn't know. And literally right next door to the tower, there was um there was a fire in another building, and the building burned down. And within the building, there contained three Pokemon. It was a Jolteon, a Jolteon, a Flareon, and a Jolteon, a Flareon, and a Vaporeon, which, if you don't know, are all evolutions of the Pokemon Eevee. And what Ho-Oh did was he gave it gave its energy and brought those three Pokemon. I said four. Those three Pokemon back to life and created the legendary dogs that we know of as Suicune, Raikou, and Entei. And he rebirthed them and gave them new life. And now there's some for some people they're some of their favorite Pokemon, which I can see because they're all amazing. I mean, like, amazing were a sense that they're just majestic in my eyes. And the reason why I'm also taking on Ho-Oh as a symbol for me is just having rebirth. And once you realize that you're able to create and have anything that you want, you can sit down and completely transform, rebirth, rebreathe. You could basically do anything. Like, you could transform your life to the way that you want it. Like, the life that you love, and a life you love, and it's easy. There's no science behind it. It's just you have to be able to deal with which what happens in life, which circumstances will happen in your life. You have to be able to deal with it powerfully, and deal with it in the face of no agreement, being able to do and have whatever. Oh boy, I am out of the ammo. Being able to do and have being able to do and deal with everything powerfully. And that's the main reason why I took on Ho-Oh, because he does it. I'm just gonna keep saying he, because certain Pokemon look are male Pokemons in my eyes, and certain ones are. And for Ho, I believe it is a male. So yeah, like when he out of like basically out of the kindness, it's a Pokemon, so it's basically like an animal, but out of the kindness of its hearts, it regave birth to something that it didn't have to. It didn't have to waste its power to bring those three Pokemon that burnt, which is it's very sad, which burned to death. Like he didn't have to give his power to bring them back to life, but he did anyway because I don't even know why he did. He just did it. And although it's like it's video game lore and it might not mean anything to someone who's not a part of the culture, but realizing that for you get like I don't want to put it just being able to have what you want and and just transforming your life to what it was like for me what it was that I was sad and I couldn't have what I wanted in my life because I wasn't good enough and because I wasn't good enough and I wasn't like I won't be able to do or have anything that I want, so I just had to settle and just revitalizing my life to now like that I could do anything is actually pretty amazing for me, and that's just that's what just comes up for me. But back to back to what I was saying. That's rebirth is why I took on Ho, and it's just something that's it looks majestic. Like it's the rainbow Pokemon. Rainbows are awesome. Like I'm down. I'm so down. But back to what I was going to say was so yeah, I'll just tell you what I play. Like I don't know right now. I don't know what games. Well, that's not true. What I know that I am going to be playing, I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of Smite on on this channel specifically, and I definitely know I'm going to live stream when I can get to it. What I hope to live stream are games like games like CS:GO. Maybe I'll live stream that. I I don't really care for it, but when I actually like sat down and like watched videos on it and I wanted to play because it looked like fun and it is fun when I play it. But yeah, like I'll play games like that. I'll play games that probably that came out long time ago. I know right now. Not I'm not playing it on Twitch, but I did play a little bit on it. I'm actually replaying through the Elder Scrolls Skyrim game again on a on harder difficulty, and it's amazing. I honestly feel like playing it again a second time was way better than me playing it the first time. Which is not it's not something that a lot of people can say when they play games, which is awesome. That's one of the games that I'll say not it didn't change my life, but it really showed me what was possible. I see so in the community that I want to create, like I actually want to I see I actually enjoy play like I'm 19, man. Like this might seem like a kids game, but like I actually for me, like I actually enjoy like watching and playing Minecraft. That even I'm not making it mean anything. But for me, yeah, like I enjoy playing that game. Like what I get out of Minecraft, like the same is similar to what I get out of replaying Skyrim again, is that there's basically infinite possibilities that you can do in those games. And one of the lines in Skyrim was that I think it went that Skyrim was a big was a giant place with infinite possibilities to have happen. And I that's honestly the most real thing that a video game has ever told me. Out of all the video games that I played, and I played a lot, that is the most real thing that I've ever heard. Actually, just oh shoot, oh boy, I actually made it out of that alive. That's surprising. But yeah, I might die here. That's actually what I intend to do with Minecraft if I actually do like decide to sit down and play it. Is I just want to make a world where I can just do whatever I want. I'll definitely play like Feed the Beast and other mods like that, but just having a world where I could create anything that I want, because it realistically there's like the like things that you could do, like yeah, you could play, like you could do the Ender Dragon and the Wither and the junk like that, but realistically, you could just sit down and play in creative mode and just build whatever you want. And I'm garbage at building. Like like I don't build ever. I do, like I build houses and whatnot, but like I don't ever like spend time and just try and create something for myself. And that's just what I want to take on Minecraft as, is just if I do end up playing it, just I'm just gonna use it as a place for us to create as a community. Like I'll create like I'll definitely like have stuff where I want to do on my own and everything, but like having you guys like give your input on what you like me to build or what you like to see or whatever is pretty like, yeah, it's just like it's gonna be like a community game. Like yeah, I might be playing the game solo and everything, but I will have just as much. Oh, I'm pretty dead here. I'll have just as I'm dead. I have just as much input as you guys would have, and which is just something that I'm creating for myself. So that's about it. That's the big intro about me and what I'm about and what I'm doing. And I really do hope that you guys support me and what I want, because this is just a way for me to express myself and just share about me and my life and what I'm doing. But I'm definitely committed to where where if I get supported and you guys are willing to do whatever you can to help me improve and get better or whatever, then I'm willing to stick my neck out for you guys and create this community, because it's not just about me. It's about everyone, and creating a safe space. Not a safe place, but just creating a space where no one has to feel alone, and they know that there's people out here to support them and getting what they want is important. And that's out of everything that you take from this, that's what I really want you to get, is that I'm gonna I'm gonna be here either way. Like I'll do something else with my life, or I'm gonna do whatever, but I will be here for you or for whoever you want, and I'll whatever you want and or need for you and yourself, I'll take it on. I'll support you in whatever you want. Thanks. Thanks for watching. If you actually like sat through that whole thing and just listened to what I had to say, and just listen to what I had to say, what I'm about, and what I dealt with, and with what I'm dealing with, and just dealing with it, just being with it. I really like to acknowledge you for taking the time to do that, because you could have just been another person who just clicked to the end of the video, or they just saw it and just they like saw what just an intro and didn't think much of it. But if you actually like sat down and listened to the whole thing, like I'd really like to thank you, acknowledge you for that, and for however long that I do this for, um, I'm ready. I'm ready.